Hello, and welcome to another Scriptcase Macros course video. Today we're looking at the scSelectOrder macro. So this is a macro that dynamically modifies an application's order by clause. So we can dynamically change it on the fly. So let's go ahead and look at the documentation for this. So here's the documentation. Now let's scroll down and find our macro. There it is, scSelectOrder. So let's go ahead and click on that, and it will take us to the documentation for that. There we are. So yeah, it just modifies the order by. We need to at least have one order by in order to modify it. So if there's no order by, this will not work. And it must be done before the select is processed for the application. So that's in these events here on the grid and the chart application. So here's an example of how to do it. You pass through the current order by field and tell it a new field to order by. So the current one is the code, and it changes it to the name in this example. So here we are. I have a grid set up in Scriptcase. And let's just run this so I can show you how it works. But first, let me show you the SQL. So as you can see, I have one order by on the first name. We're going to change it to the last name in this example. So we're first going to set up a basic way of doing this. So here's the grid, and as you can see, it's ordered by the first name, and we're going to change it to last name. So we're going to go to events, and then the onScript init. That was one of the events in the documentation that was allowed to work. So let me go ahead and copy this code so that we can use it over in Scriptcase. So copy it, put it in the on the onScript init. So we're changing the current order by, which is first name, and we're changing it to the last name field. So there's first name, and then last name is the field we're changing it to. So let me make sure it's spelled correctly. So last name, last underscore name. Let's go ahead and run that now. And so now it should be ordered by last name, and it is no longer ordered by first name, but last name alphabetically. So that's how you do it, but if you want to do this dynamically, you need another application to do this. So this is a control application that has just one radio button field set up. And that radio button has two options, first name and last name. And it's just going to save then the field name that we saw in the database. So let me run this so you can see it. So there it is, just a very basic application. And this is going to be linked to our grid application. So the user can select which field they want to order by, and then pass it through to this grid and reload the grid. So this we need to be parameterized now. So this is going to be a variable called order fields, like so, and we're going to generate the code. So now we're passed through that variable from our control application, and it will be the field the user selected. So let's go back to a control application, and let's go ahead and put a link on this. So we're going to link these two applications together. Click Application Links and create a new link, just an application link. Choose our grid actor order. That's our grid there. Click next on that. And so here's that variable that we created over here. That's that parameter that we need. And it can be of multiple types, a field, a value, or no value. We're going to do a field, and then our field is going to be a fields field right over there with the radio buttons that we created. Click confirm on that. There's some other options. We don't need to worry about them for now. Okay, so now this should be set up. There's our link all set up, and it's going to pass through that variable. So let's go ahead and run this. So now we can select our field, click OK, and it will redirect to our grid. So let's choose last name again, click OK, and it'll go to our grid now. And there it is, ordered by last name like we saw before. We can go back to the control application and then change to another field. So now we're going to do first name. Click OK again. And now it's ordered by first name like it was originally. So that's how you use the scSelectOrder macro to change the order by of an application.